But first, I want to start out with a gentleman that I found that I think this is one of the most profound insight to abuse that I've ever heard. And what I like about it is he doesn't just go to the typical psychological, like anybody that is a sexual abuser probably has a psychological problem, or they have some kind of label that's been given to them by the field, narcissism or sociopath or psychopaths or some kind of a disorder. Because why on earth would they do something so criminal and heinous if they're not mentally off, right? And Mr. Bancroft, Lundy Bancroft, has a new insight to this. And I think it ties in to the Mormon church's teachings better than anything I've heard. So we're going to go through an interview that he did, which I absolutely love. And I'll share that connection to this interview that he did. All right, let me show you and introduce you to Lundy Bancroft.
First of all, thank you for letting us do this in your home.
I'm really glad to get to have these conversations. I always enjoy these kind of conversations a lot. So
I'll give you a little background on why I found you.
Okay.
Which was the main thing I started to become curious about is like what constitutes abuse, and when someone is in a confusing situation, how do you begin to sort through the confusion of what the hell is going on?
Okay, let me stop right there and just tell you that Mr. Bancroft has over 25 years of experience in the fields of abuse, trauma, and recovery. He has published 5 books, including the bestseller, Why Does He Do That? Daily Wisdom for Why Does He Do That? When Dad Hurts Mom, The Batterer as Parent, and Should I Stay or Should I Go? And so this is a little bit of his background. As I mentioned, he talks a little bit about his training. And so I'll return to the interview.
You offered a side of the equation that I think a lot of people don't understand, which is insight into the abuser perspective. And the book that you wrote, which was the first book I read, which is Why Does He Do That? Which is literally the question that is in many people's heads. Why? Spoke directly to the struggle I was having to understand what was going on. So anyway, I would love you to introduce yourself and just say a little bit about your background.
okay.
Okay, I want to ask you before he does a little bit of background, do you ask yourself that? Why does he do that? And what is the first thing you think of when you find out that there's been some kind of abuse